Hello everyone and welcome back to another Chris Spooner Weapon Guide special. Today we're going to take a look at another secondary weapon, the Tac-45 pistol. The Tac-45 and the 5.7 are the two semi-automatic pistols that you can get your hands on at the start of the game at level 4. That's excluding the executioner shotgun pistol. Pistols as a whole have received some nice damage buffs in Black Ops 2, and they can now quite easily hold their own when being used as a primary weapon. Plus we've got that new Pick 10 system which makes using the pistols and the secondary weapons as primaries much more feasible. So let's get started with this review of the Tac-45 and take a look at some of its general features. Damage ratings for the Tac-45 weigh in at 55 to 19. This equates to a 2 to 6 shot to kill, with that 2 shot kill range being the Tac-45's main feature. Both the 5.7 and the Tac-45 can secure kills within 2 shots, but the Tac-45 can reach out about 3 times as far while maintaining that 2 shot kill range. Beyond 10, 20 and 30 metres though, this weapon is going to start dropping off to those 3, 4, 5 and finally 6 shots required to kill. But with the pistols being generally a backup weapon, or at least a close range weapon, you'll find that you can perform much better with these Black Ops 2 sidearms than you could with any of the secondary weapons from previous Call of Duties. The Tac-45 does have a little bit more recoil than the 5.7, but being a semi-automatic pistol it's not going to go straying way off target. Then the iron sights for the Tac-45 as you'd expect for a pistol, but another novelty for Black Ops 2 is we have a red dot sight attachment that you could put to use if you so wish. So moving on, let's take a look at some more detailed stats for the Tac-45. This magazine weighs in with a decent 10 rounds, but when compared to the 5.7 and those full auto pistols it suddenly doesn't seem quite as good. The extended clip attachment for this weapon gives you just a measly 3 extra rounds, giving you an overall magazine size of 13 rounds. This is only really enough to secure that 1 extra kill when you've completely exhausted your magazine, so you might find that the fast mags attachment is much more worthwhile. The fire cap for the Tac-45 is 625 rounds per minute, then the Tac-45 is the fastest reloading pistol out of the pack at 1.45 seconds. Then just to cover some general features for the sidearms and the handguns in particular, they've got the fastest aiming speed at 0.13 seconds, as well as no movement penalty with them being a very light weapon. So the Tac-45 is definitely my favourite semi-auto handgun in Black Ops 2. Although the 5.7 does weigh in with slightly less recoil and that 20 round magazine, I prefer to use the Tac-45 purely for that 2 shot kill range, as well as the strange fact that this weapon is wielded with 2 hands by the character model as opposed to 1 hand like with the 5.7. This doesn't make any difference in game, but in my opinion it just looks a little bit awkward and unrealistic. So like I mentioned, the pistols in Black Ops 2 are the strongest they've ever been thanks to these new close range damage figures, plus the fact that we've got this Pick 10 system to make use of, so we can omit a primary weapon altogether and use those points to make a nice collection of perks. This means you can be almost as competitive with a pistol only setup than you would be with a normal assault rifle, submachine gun or LMG. Choosing not to run a primary weapon means you can put those points towards perks and give your character superhuman abilities which are going to give you the edge over the enemy. So regardless of whether you're using the Tac-45 as a backup weapon or setting yourself up with pistols only loadout, let's take a look at my recommendations for an attachment configuration. Like I mentioned in my previous pistol guide, there's no way you can actually attach 3 attachments to your weapon in game. That secondary gunfighter wildcard only allows 2 attachments, but nevertheless here's my first, second and third choices that I'd go for. With the Tac-45's main selling point being that long 2 shot kill range, it makes sense to try and enhance this as much as possible, so my first recommendation is to go with that long barrel attachment, which is going to help increase that 2 shot kill range by around 15%. Obviously you're going to be able to get your best performance with this weapon when you can secure your kills in less shots. So that long barrel attachment is going to allow you to get your 2, 3, 4 and 5 shot kills within an extra metre or so. Alternatively, if you're using this weapon as a backup on a class such as a sniper setup, you might want to otherwise go with the laser sight to give you that increased hipfire accuracy. The pistols are fast drawing weapons by default, but you can draw them out in a flash, especially with the combination of the fast hands perk. Combining this with the laser sight is just going to save you that extra split second so you don't have to aim down sights and quickly finish off a bad guy with 1 or 2 shots. Then finally it's worth talking about extended clip versus fast mags for this weapon. Like we mentioned, you only get a measly 3 extra rounds with the extended clip, so it makes more sense to go with the fast mags attachment and make the most of those faster reloads, especially considering this weapon's got the fastest reload time out of all the pistols anyway. So even though you've only got 10 rounds to spare when compared to the 5.7's 20 rounds, you'll be able to quickly switch out those mags and keep yourself in the action. I'll be doing my full review on the 5.7 sometime in the future, but let me know down in the comments whether you prefer the Tac-45 or the 5.7. or maybe you don't bother with either of them and go with the underdog, that Executioner shotgun pistol. But as always, if you are a fan of this weapon or learnt anything new from my little guide, I'd love a thumbs up down below just to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. If you've somehow just stumbled across this video through YouTube search, don't forget you can subscribe, stick around for plenty more of these Black Ops 2 weapon guides. And there's also a link to the playlist down in the description in case you've missed any of the previous episodes. If you want that extra reminder when I post new videos, don't forget to come and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both profiles are also down in that description. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later.